If you want to get better at Warzone, get more kills and more wins, it is crucial that you have the right settings, and unfortunately the default settings in Warzone are just trash and they're not really worth using because of how bad they are. So that's why I'm going to be breaking down every single setting, what they do and what they're actually used for and how they can be beneficial towards you. But some of these settings do come down to your personal preference, and you will hear me talk about this in this video. So the first setting I'm going to be showing you all is your quick settings. These are probably the most important settings because these are the ones that you access a little more quickly, and that's going to be your sensitivity. The right sensitivity for a person is very important because if you have it too low, you're going to miss weight a lot of your shots and you're not going to be able to look around quick enough. Whereas if you have it decently high, you can be able to move a lot quicker, but you don't want to go above 2.10. Say you're at like 2.20, you're going to miss a lot more of your shots and you're not going to be able to track that enemy. So I recommend keeping it above 1.6. Oh yeah, you have to have the vertical stick sensitivity and the horizontal the same together. And if you have this below 1.6, it's going to be really difficult to try to look around. 1.6 is 7 sensitivity if it was just a whole number. Now my personal sensitivity is 1.85, so that's my sensitivity. Now the next setting we're going to be looking at, which is this is hands down the best one. It's your button layout. I'll talk about it in a lot of my videos. It's called L2 Bumper Jumper Tactical. You jump with L2. You throw your knife with R2. R3 is your slide, so you never take your finger off the joystick when slide canceling, so I'm able to do this. Because I'm on stock controller, no back pedals, nothing, and I'm able to stem and stuff, and I'm able to use my movement to outplay enemies. Alright, so the other button is R1 is your shoot, L1 is your aim, R2 is your lethal, like I said. X is your stem. Circle is your melee. So instead of like having to hit your bumper, you just hit X to stem, which I'm out of the tactical now. Alright, so your next setting is the conversion on foot. These ain't really important, but you want controller vibration turned off. You don't want this on. Look conversion on foot, standard. If you like kind of like the old plain shooter games, then I guess you can do this to where like you look down when you put your stick up, which that's kind of confusing to me. I don't do that. Trigger effect off unless you like more of a realistic experience like full haptics. But if you shoot with your bumpers, then you don't need the full haptics on. Parachute behavior off. This will allow you to get as close to the ground as possible, but if you splat a lot, keep it on free fall. FOV, this is one of the most important ones. Set it to 120, because if you have it on 90, this is what your FOV is going to look like. It's going to look trash. Recoil on your gun's going to look a lot more present, or if you got it set to 120, look, you're going to be able to move a lot quicker, and the recoil on your gun is going to look like it's barely even there. Okay, so master game volume 100, voice chat volume 50, color customization. This is a really important one. HUD color palette custom. You can customize you, team, party, neutral, contested, and squad member colors. But the main one is the enemy. Set this to like a darker color, such as like this purple right here, or like a green. Don't keep it on default because you're not going to be able to notice it out the corner of your eyes much. And then I get this question a lot: how does my game look so colorful and vibrant?
If you find this video helpful or you just enjoy it, please consider subscribing because it's free and helps out the channel a ton, because I'm trying to get monetized by 2028 and basically make YouTube my job. And the only reason I put videos out here for y'all to watch is so that you can become better players, know what the meta is, know what the settings are, and to know new things about Warzone that you didn't know before. So please consider subscribing if you like my content.
The color settings you want for that is in your color settings, aka interface. You gotta go to color filter, filter 2, color filter target both, and world color intensity and interface color intensity set to 100. These are both going to be, well, that one's going to be set to 75, so you have to turn it up to 100. Okay, now your controller settings. Controller button layout, stick layout preset. All this stuff's same. Simfly controls preset off. Low monitor strain off. L1 button ping. If you like to ping with L1 instead of having to hit the up arrow on your D-pad, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. I just don't got that on. Swap L1, R1, L2, R2. You can do this if you didn't include it in your button layout, but I already included. Controller vibration off, trigger effect off. Dead zone inputs. This is one of the most, this is a really important one. So a dead zone input is how long it takes you to push forward on your stick for it to react. So your right stick, you want to have this as low as possible without it getting stick drift. Like for me, I start to get stick drift right around 4 or 5. Either one right now is not doing it. I don't know why. If I have it set to 0, I got a little bit of stick drift. So I just normally keep it at like 5 or 6. I'm going to keep it at 5. Yeah, 5's fine. Now, left stick minimum, you really want to keep this as low as possible without getting stick drift as well. It doesn't really matter because you don't really get... Left stick drift helps you strafe more, so I'll just keep that on 3. Left stick max, this is actually really important. The minimum one is really important because like you want to get into that attack sprint quicker instead of having like that little delay. Left stick max, how far you need to push it forward till it's already full into that attack sprint. Keep this on 55 through 70. That's a really important one. Right stick minimum, like I said, as low as it'll get without getting stick drift. Now the max, keep it on the default 99 because you want to be able to aim with your full thing because you don't want to have to like overextend it and everything. Alright, aiming, sensitivity multiplier. These ain't really important. You can copy these down now. ADS sensitivity multiplier. Keep this on 8.5 through 1. I keep mine on 0.9. Now, what this means is 90% of what your sensitivity is when you're aiming in. So, this is not 1.85 sensitivity. This is 90% of what my 1.85 sensitivity is. So, it'd be like 1.75 or so. Or 1.70 instead of 1.85 when I'm aiming in. When I'm looking around, it's 1.85, but when I aim in, it's a little bit lower. Aiming advanced settings. Okay, look on version on foot. I don't know why it keeps popping up in all these. Same. ADS transition timing. Keep this on instant. This is really important. You keep this on instant. Third person ADS correction type doesn't really matter. Assist. Aim response curve type. This is the most important one. A lot of people keep it on standard or linear, but dynamic is the best. This means the second you were aiming at a target, like say, like right here, this target, my aim would start to slow down right here, and then once I pass it, it's going to start speeding up. So that's really one of the important ones. Aim assist, obviously, you turn these on unless you're on mouse and keyboard, which I don't use mouse and keyboard, so I don't have settings for that. Motion sensor behavior off. Motion sensor advanced settings. These are all these. I have not messed with these, so you can go ahead and just look through all these. Pause the video if you need. I do not mess with those. Movement. This is the important one. Tactical sprint assist. Turn this on, but tactical sprint assist. If you just have it turned on, you're still gonna have to press the L3 to get into that tac sprint. You want to get into that tac sprint as soon as possible. Tactical sprint assist is gonna make you move that stick forward and immediately get into that tactical sprint. Now you don't have the delay set on 0 because if you have it set to 50, it's gonna take just 1 second to get into that sprint. You don't really want that. You want to get into that immediately. Sprint assist sideways, sprint assist backwards on. This is gonna allow you to tactical sprint either direction of you, not just forwards. So side to side and backwards. Corner slice on. This is gonna allow you to like move, like the Rainbow Six Siege, kind of like moving your thing. I had this off until TCAP like was explaining to me, explaining in his video that like this is important to get information shoulder it. Like your gun's already around the corner. You kind of have an advantage with that. Slide dive behavior hybrid. Now if you can keep this on slide only. That's what I recommend. It's where you just slide. And, like, you have to do this to go prone. You can't, like, prone while... You can't dolphin dive. Because a lot of people don't know how to work this, so this is really important. So, keep it on slide only unless you really want to learn this, because this is the best thing. If you master this, it's really important. How to master hybrid is you push forward on your left stick, hold that down, and then press your right stick, you'll dolphin dive. Or you could just hit your slide button, which is your R3 if you use that button layout, and you'll just slide. But if you hit... your move button is well, and then press your aim button, your slide button, it's gonna put you in that dolphin dive. Automatic airborne mantle off. This is important. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on, because if you have these turned off, then it's gonna make your movement feel a lot more clunky, and it's not really gonna feel good. Parachute automatic behavior off. Like I said, mantle cancels reload off. Movement advanced settings. Sprint tactical behavior toggle. Auto move forward off. Ground mantle on. Now this can be tricky because like say you're jump shotting backwards. Like look, you can like mantle, like see how mantle up here without even trying. Well, say I was jump shotting, I'll mantle up there. That is kind of tricky. So tactical sprint activation, single tap run or single tap sprint. Single tap run is single tap to tactical sprint while running. Single tap to tactical sprint while sprinting, which this is like, this is tactical sprinting, so like you need single tap run on. And to get you in that sprint quicker if you run out. Plunging underwater, free. Sprinting door bash on. This is going to allow you to like run through doors without hitting squares, so you just run through those and slide through them. Movement and vehicle advanced settings, just you can keep all these on. Like, I have not messed with any of those. Combat settings, aim down stop behavior, hold. Tactical sprint behavior on toggle. Then you can copy these. I have not messed with these. Combat advanced. Now, I do have one thing on here. Akimbo behavior paired, so that whenever I hit one trigger, both my akimbos are going to shoot at the exact same time. That's really important. Overlay advanced settings, just keep these on. I hadn't messed with any of those. Now, time for graphics settings. Eco mode preset efficiency, or if you're having real bad lag, just turn on low consumption. But I really like my monitor can handle it, my internet can handle it, so I like to keep that on efficiency. Gamma brightness, you want to keep this on 65%, 120 Hz refresh rate. You want to keep this on if your monitor or PS5 supports it, as I have a 185 Hz monitor. Quality, world motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, depth of field off. If you have these turned on, your game is going to look absolutely trash. Or if you're one of those TikTokers, you keep your weapon motion blur on, just keep your world motion blur off. And depth of field blurs what's behind near you. You don't really want that on because it's going to distract you. Field toxicity gas on. I don't really know what this does, so turned up to 90. I heard it helps with graphics. On-demand texture settings optimized. If you, like I said, if you struggle with lag, minimal is perfectly fine. Motion reduction preset off, because this is just auto set your settings, not very good. Field of view 120, like I said. ADS field of view affected. It's gonna pair the stuff with you. It's gonna help your movement and your ADS feel a lot more clean. Weapon field of view wide is gonna make your gun a lot bigger. If you had it narrow, your gun looks your gun looks bigger, and if you had it on wide, your gun looks smaller, and it's gonna allow you to move a lot quicker, seem like you're moving a lot quicker. Third person field of view, just default 90. Vehicle field of view wide. These are camera settings. I have not messed with those. Audio is really important as well. Master game volume 100. Gameplay music volume 0, because you have it set to 100. Then in game you're gonna get distracted, and it's gonna really suck, because you're not gonna be able to hear enemy footsteps because of the music. Dialogue volume 30% to 40%. I'm gonna keep mine on 40. Effects volume 100. Cinematic music volume 0. Enhanced audio mode off, unless you like have that thing that you bought that helps your audio. Then keep that on. Audio mix, Treyarch mix. I used to swear by headphone bass boost, but I don't really like it anymore. Mono audio off. It's not very good. Mute license music on. Just you can mess with these settings. I don't have these settings messed with because I don't really want to mess with them. Hit marker preset. I have it set to classic because it goes to like, you know, streamers do. Alright, voice chat. Voice chat volume 50%. Keep all these on. Now, body shield chat is on. All these are on. Microphone level 100. Test microphone. I just do that when I want to. Open mic sensitivity 70. Mute yourself when connecting channel off. I don't really mess with the voice chat settings. Alright, interface. This is really important. Menu. I have these set menu prompts automatic. Gameplay tips on. Skip kill cam off. Tooltips on. Server latency on. This is like, if you wonder, like, if you look at the top left of my screen, you will see latency MS 16, packet loss 0%. That means my ping is 16. And if I turn latency off and packet loss off, that means you don't see anything. If I turn on clock, it would show the time that it is for me. Alright, readability, visual support preset off. Subtitles default. I have not messed with any of these. Default. Color customization. This is important, like I said earlier. Set it to whatever you're comfortable with. Gameplay HUD. Safe area. I have this set to the biggest my monitor will do, because if I have it set lower, then I'm not going to be able to see as much, and my FOV is going to look a lot more trash. So I have it set as far as it will go. Minimap shape square. Set it to round, then you're not going to be able to see as much. It's not going to look as good as the pros have theirs, because you can see I can see a lot more on there. If you don't have enough room on your TV, then that's fine. Minimap rotation on. Radar off. What is radar? Oh, yeah, keep radar off. That is horrible. Compass type, horizontal, auto. These are literally the same. I have not messed with these. In-game text chat on. Player's names, full name, weapon, inspect, attachment, info, off. Custom ping duration. Ping duration. Infinite. No, off. Crosshair. Okay, this is really important. So y'all see in the middle of my screen have a red crosshair. That is customized for myself. How you do this is you go to your gameplay HUD in your interface. And you go to crosshair. Crosshair dot on, center dot largest, crosshair spread on, crosshair opticity 100, and color customization. I have mine set to red because red's my favorite color. Hit marker visuals on, damage based hit markers on, weapon information. All these are going to be like 100%. I have not messed with any of those. Then account and network, I'm not going to show you all that.
So those were the best settings for Warzone controller players. So make sure that you copy those down because like I said before, they're very important because it will help you become a better Warzone player, get more kills and more wins as long as you are using the right settings and are not stuck on the default settings, which like I said, aren't very good. And if you like this video, consider dropping a sub because I'm trying to become verified by 2028 like I said before. It also helps out with the channel a ton and it's free. And if you also like this video and want to become a better Warzone player, go check out this video because it will help you learn how to beat sweats that are plaguing Rebirth Island and Verdansk, and it will overall help you become a better player. So with that being said, see y'all in the next one.